Hi, I'm Nick Yillman, Kickstarter's Director of Outreach, and it's time to dive into building your Kickstarter campaign. In this video, I'll give you a basic tour of a campaign page and call out a few things that you should think about before you write your story or shoot your campaign video. I'll also cover some important steps to set up your account and get ready to launch. All right, so let's take a look at a Kickstarter campaign page and talk through all the different parts of it. This is the stuff backers will see, so it's important that you understand it well. At the top, you'll see the title, subtitle, and main image. These are the first things people will see when they land on your page, and it'll be how the project shows up on the platform as a thumbnail for discovery. Together, they should communicate the important ideas of your project in a concise and compelling way. They should spark curiosity and ensure that anyone who lands on your page will understand what you're doing right away and be excited to learn more. It's also good to know that the title and subtitle's short description are what's used for Kickstarter's search feature, so be sure to include any important words to help backers find your project. Here are a few nice examples of these top-of-page elements altogether. Below the main image, you'll see the subcategory you selected for your project and the location you set for it. Kickstarter has 15 categories, and each of those has a number of subcategories. So spend some time looking at what other projects have launched in each category you're considering and find one that's the best fit for what you're doing. You can actually change the category in the middle of the campaign too if you want to try something else. For example, if you're making a new kitchen device, you might want to try both technology and food. This top section also includes one of the most important parts of the campaign page, your funding progress. It shows how much money you've raised, what your goal is, and how many backers you have, and how much time is left. We cover the details of how to set your fundraising goal in another video, so be sure to check that out. For now, just know that this information is right at the top of the page, so it's one of the first things backers will see. It could be really exciting to see that a project is about to cross its goal, or that thousands of people have backed a campaign. The Remind Me button will let backers follow your campaign, so even if they're not ready to back right away, they'll get a reminder email from Kickstarter 48 hours and 8 hours before your campaign ends. This can give you a nice spike in pledges at the end. Now let's scroll through the page. You'll see 6 tabs there. The first of these, the Campaign tab, is where you'll tell the story of your project. We'll go way deeper on this in another video, but there are a few things to know. Think about the different types of information you want to present. Create sections with clear headings so that backers can find what they want on the page. Don't assume somebody's going to read through it all from start to finish. One cool thing about our text editor is that anything you set as a section heading will become an item on a clickable table of contents to the left, making it really easy to navigate the page. Nobody wants to see just a wall of text, so make sure you're breaking up text with images, animated GIFs, graphics, and videos to illustrate your project and bring it to life for backers. Think of the top of the campaign section as a place to summarize your important points and share your most compelling images. Along with the video, this top section should cover the need-to-know ideas and make people want to learn more. While they're on the Campaign tab, backers will be able to see your rewards as a separate scrolling section to the right. It's also common to have a section on your page dedicated to explaining more details about your rewards. At the bottom of the page, you'll find 3 special sections devoted to specific information about campaigns on Kickstarter. Risks and challenges are where you'll give backers a clear picture of what could happen that might cause delays or issues with fulfilling rewards. You can speak to the planning that you've done and explain how you'll handle any challenges as they arise, but this is really important for being transparent and clear with backers about the state of your project. The Use of AI section is where you'll clarify any artificial intelligence technology involved in creating your project, like artwork or renderings. It's important for backers to understand what aspects of your project involve human creativity and which ones rely on AI. And finally, the environmental commitment section is where you can explain any special measures you're taking to make sure your project employs best practices around sustainability. Some examples of this are long-lasting design, reusability and recyclability, sustainable materials, environmentally friendly factories, and sustainable fulfillment and distribution. If you haven't thought about this yet, our Environmental Resources Center can give you some ideas for how to make your project more sustainable. The Rewards tab gives backers a more in-depth look at the items you're offering in each reward tier, and the optional add-on items that are available. We'll go over reward strategy in a separate video. Next is the FAQ tab, Frequently Asked Questions. You'll be able to add these before you launch, so think about what questions might come up about your campaign. You can also add to this as the campaign goes and you learn more about the common questions from backers. The next tab is Updates. This is how you'll communicate with your backers and keep them informed about how the project is going. During the campaign, you might use updates to mark milestones like hitting your goal or to answer questions that have come up. And after the campaign ends, you'll provide updates about your progress and give backers a behind-the-scenes look at how you're bringing the project to life. Updates can be just text, but using photos or even shooting a video directly addressing your backers will make them more engaging and can create a more personal connection. Either way, aim to make your updates easy to understand. The Comments tab is where your backers can come together to cheer you on and talk about your project. It's also where they'll ask questions, so it's important to have a plan for keeping track of comments and responding in a timely way. This will build trust with backers and let them know you care about their experience. The best comments section on Kickstarter become really lively, fun places. But, of course, we all know that on the internet, sometimes people aren't on their best behavior. We want Kickstarter to be a welcoming place for everyone, and that means no abusive language, spam, or sharing people's personal information. So if you see something in a comment that's outside of our community guidelines, you can flag this for our trust and safety team to review. Find out more about our guidelines at kickstarter.com/help/community. And speaking of community, the last tab is where you can see information about the community of backers who are supporting your campaign. This is a really cool snapshot of your audience, where they're from, plus a breakdown of returning backers versus those who are new to Kickstarter. We recommend that you start setting up your Kickstarter account and project as soon as possible, and make sure you know all the things that need to happen to build your page. Submit for review and go live. Don't wait until you're getting ready to launch. To get started, you'll click on the Start a Project button at the top of Kickstarter's homepage. The Project Build tab will walk you through everything you need to add for your campaign, from basics like the title and category, to details like the rewards you're offering. The Story tab is where you'll add the content of your campaign page. This is also where you'll add info about risks and challenges, environmental commitments, and the use of AI. Each of these sections has helpful links for you to learn more about these topics and our policies around them. The People tab is where you'll provide a bio for yourself or your company. You can also add any collaborators. If you're working with others, you can grant them permission to edit the project, communicate with backers, and coordinate reward fulfillment. They'll show up on the public-facing Creator Info section on your campaign page. The Payment tab is where you'll confirm who is raising and receiving the funds for your project, as well as where the funds should go. You'll specify whether you're running your project as an individual or a company, and as a for-profit or a nonprofit. If you aren't sure about what's best for your project from a business perspective, it's best to consult with a tax professional. You'll also provide some info for a payment processor, Stripe. Add a bank account for receiving your funds and a credit card for issuing any potential refunds. Make sure that this is the bank account you want to use before you submit for review, since it can't be changed after that. The Promotion tab is where you'll set up ways to share your page. Once your project is submitted and approved, you can set up a pre-launch landing page where backers can sign up to be the first to know when you launch. This is also where you can set up tracking for any promotion and marketing you're doing. Custom referral tags let you create codes that will help you track which of your emails, social posts, or paid ads are driving pledges. You can also activate our integration with Google Analytics. This powerful tool offers insights into project's performance, including the number of visitors to your page, where they came from, and how many of them are converting to pledges. And if you're doing marketing on Facebook or Instagram, you can add a meta pixel to track whether you're reaching audiences you care about before and during your campaign. Once everything is entered, you're ready to submit for review. Budget at least a week for project review. Keep in mind that you'll still be able to edit everything after you submit and get approval, so don't worry about having the final version complete. The review process is where our trust and safety team makes sure that everything fits within our rules and checks on any additional information we might need from you. Here are some basics on Kickstarter's rules. Projects must create something to share with others. They must be honest and clearly presented. If you're making a physical product, this means showing a working prototype. We also don't allow photorealistic renderings that could be mistaken for an actual product. You can't fundraise for charity, though it's fine for nonprofits to run projects. Projects can't offer equity or any kind of return on investment. And you can't offer various prohibited items like weapons, live animals, or alcohol. To get a full rundown of our rules, visit kickstarter.com/rules. So as you can see, a lot goes into building a great campaign and getting ready to launch. Make sure you give yourself enough time to prepare everything and feel really good about your campaign. You want backers to land on the page and immediately be drawn in. Keep watching for a detailed look at how to tell your story, make a great video, create exciting rewards, and much more. See you in the next lesson.